This time I'm going to give you a chance to work some of these on your own. So in a moment, I'll ask you to pause the video so you can go to a scrappy piece of paper. This is row 1, row 2, row 3, row 4. Here's 5, 6, and this exercise will be 7. The arrows here tell you that something belongs. Something belongs here at the end of this series. What comes next in this series? How about here? This one is, what do these have in common? These two have a missing part to it, so what's wrong with it? What does it need? And then the last item would be, how do I get this to be even at the end? How many of this first row of blocks do we need, the second row of blocks, and the third, in order to perfectly match so it's all even on the side? That's what I want to know. I want to have not steps on the end, but all even here on both sides. How would that have to look? So I'm going to ask you to pause the video and see if you can work these. Then we'll come back with each other and I'll show you the answers. In the first row, we are working with the size of the shape. We have a long piece and they are progressively getting shorter. So we needed that smaller piece at the very end of this row. We were dealing with size. The second row was a relationship of characteristics. The first item here is a triangle. It's a three-sided figure. Next we have a parallelogram which has 4 sides to it. The pentagon has 5 sides. This shape is a hexagon with 6 sides. This one is called a heptagon. It had 7 sides. So the characteristics of the next would be the octagon with 8 sides. The relationship of these triangles was one of the association. How exactly do they relate to each other? Well, we have a triangle that's pointing to the left, then one that's pointing upward, then one that's pointing downward, and to the left. So we've got a rotation here. To get from this step to the second, we had to turn. To get from this step to this step, we turned again. This one was turning this item down, so the point was downward. And here we turned it again to make the point go to the left. So these were all turns that were made for the orientation. But when we got to the last one in the fourth one, this one got flipped. This flipped over to be pointing to the right to pointing to the left. That's called a reflection. And then it turned up. So what do we need last in this series? A triangle to match the others that points downward, and our series is complete.